Welcome to a brand new edition of Geektopia. This is where we can sit down and discuss anything geek related, but within the actual channel, we have something called Geek Squad. So everything is compartmentalized effectively to access easier. Now, Geek Squad is where we can discuss something in depth concerning a movie or TV show that we've all watched. We've all agreed the previous week on what is going to be the content of choice. And for this week, Papi Zak, why don't you introduce it for Carvin J, Hadis the Goddess, Chief Jantan, LeVar Burton, and Aaron, since this was your selection?
Oh, yes. I chose a timeless classic into the anime world by Studio Ghibli, directed by Hayao Miyazaki, The Princess Mononoke.
The Princess or Princess?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like the Princess Bride, you know, same thing.
A great introduction, getting the name wrong right off the bat.
Wow.
Well done, Zach. Based off your recommendation.
Wow.
Okay.
Be a Nazi about everything. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna be a Nazi about your pronunciation then, Adam.
Bole.
Right.
That's why I'm going to refer to you for all pronunciations when it comes to the movie. Now, before we get everybody else here involved in the conversation, I want Zach to expand a little bit further because he speaks fluent Japanese. He can read Japanese. You spent time growing up in Japan. The anime is close to your heart. And the irony of you suggesting this is about a week before, I asked you just off the cuff while we were playing Call of Duty, if you had to recommend one anime movie or TV show for somebody that's never watched anime before, what would it be? And you suggested this one. So why Princess Mononoke? Because Studio Ghibli, Miyazaki has a breadth of work which is almost unparalleled. So why this above all the others?
Well, because you didn't let me choose Demon Overlord. They had like that demon with 8 tentacles.
Since when did I not allow you to choose?
Aaron gets it. Aaron gets it.
Go on. Decide. Tell me why.
I don't know. It's a movie that, like, of all the Studio Ghibli's, I felt like this one resonated with me the most. And it had, like, I know you hate these movies with underlying tones, like being woke and stuff like that, but this is before things were woke. So it was kind of like man versus nature kind of thing. Like I truly loved it, how they depicted it. And in Asian culture, we believe in spirits that live in every living being. So the way they Hayao Miyazaki translated it into an anime, I thought it was beautifully done. And then the characters were, I think there was not one character I didn't like, except for maybe the fat guy. You laugh because
he looks like you.
But I thought this was like a nice way to introduce people to the world of anime. It's not just animation, is not just cartoons for kids, you know. It can have like underlying messages, and it can be for adults as well.
Yeah, it at the time it broke some records in Japan. It's one of 2 animated movies to win the Best Picture in Japan before they had a specific category for Best Animation. The other one was Spirited Away, also Miyazaki. In fact, Princess Mononoke was supposed to be the Mononoke was supposed to be the swan song for Miyazaki. He was supposed to sign off of this, but he continued to make movies afterwards, including Spirited Away, which came out, I think, 4 years later, which itself is a masterpiece. And that one I've already watched. Princess Mononoke I had not watched just yet. I want to cut to Carvin. So I don't think are you well versed in anime at all?
No, I mean I watched anime. I'm not, a huge like fanatic or anything like that, but
Sailor Moon doesn't count, huh?
It doesn't.
No.
Then no, I haven't seen anime.
Okay.
No, I have. I mean, we all have up to a point watched an anime or 2.
Well, okay, I'm just gonna jump in and say we're all Malaysians here except for Hadis, but we all saw Doraemon.
Yeah, of course.
We all saw Dragon Ball.
Yes.
Which is strange because my mom was like, "Oh, it's too violent for you to watch," but
Pokemon?
RoboCop's okay. Pokemon is another one for slightly younger audience as well. Hadis, were you exposed to any of these as a youngster?
Yeah. I watched some, which when I watched it on my like national TV when I was a kid, it was like totally different name altogether. So like translated to my original like language. So it's something like when I tell people, "Oh, I watched this anime," it's like, what is the anime? There's not such a name. It's like, oh, then I need to Google the name to find out what it is.
And or at
But
least show the
yeah.
picture to your friends.
So like I used to watch every Friday. There was this anime about. I hope I get the name right in English. So it's like Subasa. So it's like
Captain Tsubasa.
Captain
Yeah.
Tsubasa. Captain Tsubasa.
So I will watch this, and then for him to shoot this ball, it would take 3 episodes.
Yes.
No, wait. I need to know what's it called in Iran.
Oh, it was called Subasa.
Okay.
Yes, Tsubasa.
Yeah. So
Not
it's
Not
Captain-
like,
Dragon Ball.
no.
Oh.
So it's like I will watch this, and then the episodes are never ending. This ball it won't reach. It's like it keep rolling, and it's like that's it for the episode.
Yeah. Sorry, Kevin, I interrupted you.
No,
Coming
it's-
back, did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, I mean, of course I did. But here's the problem I see with this movie. How do you break down a classic? This is like, trying to break down Lion King. You can't. It's no matter what you say, it's never going to take any precedence, because like, how do you break down a movie like this? It's a classic. It's one of those movies people grew up with. Obviously not me, because I've never seen it before. Obviously not some of the people here. But at the end of the day, when you look this, you cannot watch this movie with the intention of, oh, should I rate this movie? Should I want to? You can't. My daughter enjoyed watching it. She was watching the whole thing with me, and she yeah, it's a very feel good movie. It just felt like something like, oh, this is the kind of movie like it would stay with you.
Mm.
Yeah.
It came out when I was 17, so I was probably too busy watching the other animes that Zach was talking about, the tentacles. But you know what I'm saying? If I watched this when I was like 10, 11, 12, this movie would stay with me in the heart forever. Now that I'm 41 years old, I'm watching it, I'm like, okay lah, not bad lah.
What language did you watch it in, Kevin?
English lah, because and you see, the thing is, I watched it in English plus the English subtitles. They did not make sense, huh?
Yeah, actually,
different saying one thing, the subtitle saying another thing.
going on what Kevin is saying, I watched it again in Japanese, and then the English subtitles was just lazy subtitling.
Yeah,
Ah.
this is on Netflix, by the way, guys.
Yeah, this is from Netflix.
I haven't heard from Levy. I'm a bit cautious to speak to you right now, Levy, because I know that you're coming off an illness. I know your voice might be a bit affected, but pray tell as best as you can right now. What did you think? Because you're usually the most critical person in the world.
Well, I actually watched the movie in the original audio first, for like the first hour lah. But it was hard for me to concentrate, so I changed it back to English, and then I could concentrate more.
Ah,
I'm
okay.
so sorry, Zach. I can see your face.
No,
But,
don't apologize to Zach. Zach's an idiot. It's okay.
but I guess it was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it, but it was just in the middle. But it's a bit too long lah for me.
You are the audience which Harvey Weinstein was trying to cater for. That's why he insisted on the cuts, that it was too long. But as you were speaking, I was keeping a watchful eye on Aaron. He was going like,
Yeah.
so please, Aaron, I know you are an anime fan, so
Yep.
full disclosure firstly, but why were you reacting in such a way to Levy?
I mean, it's a classic lah. So I understand if you haven't watched it before, because I think I watched it when I was very young, and then I watched it 4 years back, and this is like my third time watching this, because I like anime, and yes, if you're the first time who's watching this, it might feel a little bit draggy in certain parts, but like Kevin said, it's a total classic. People who grow up with it will understand it, and it shares a very good like moral value towards it, to not destroy the forest, like letting people know is what actually is happening. And yeah, I actually really like this movie. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it had a good message, but you all know that I'm always skeptical of TV shows or movies that have a not very subtle woke message. But I was fine with this one, like Zach said, it wasn't like in your face.
Yeah, it's not in your face.
And we haven't heard from the man, the bassiest voice in this conversation, so it can be a bit hard to understand him. He has no excuse for being sick. Chief Jantan, did you like this movie? You are the director. You're the one who likes to point out things.
Yeah, I like this movie. I like how you guys said it has a meaning to it. Like unlike all the Disney movies, there's really nothing that you can relate to what some good causes, like the environment and stuff. Disney is just taking old stories and making it right.
Yes.
The only thing that I was kind of disappointed because the build up was for the forest spirit, right?
Mhm.
And then when they showed the forest spirit, and then he showed like the deer with like the face.
Very ugly.
I was like,
I know.
"What?"
I know.
That was the only thing for me, man.
Yeah, I was taken
No,
aback by that.
no Conti lari. No.
No,
No, no,
Conti
no.
Larry
Conti, no
this time.
Conti, no Conti.
No,
Although
no,
the forest spirit, when it does get bigger at night, does have a very different vibe about it, and
Didn't he look like Godzilla?
a little bit. But I can see. I was reading somewhere that if anybody here plays the Zelda games, the Breath of the Wild, which was the one which came out when the Switch first came out, you can see a lot of influence in the costume design from this movie. So it still had its lasting impact. But the other thing I wanted to bring up, and since Chief Jantan mentioned the name Disney, when we reviewed Raya, The Last Dragon, I said that was very formulaic, very predictable, as are all Disney movies. Watching this movie, though, was not predictable.
Mm.
And that's why I enjoyed it. It's like with Raya, it was hitting all the tropes. Like it had to hit this point here, then this point here, then this point here, movie finish. Princess Mononoke was just so different and beautiful to look at as well. Yes, using the older technique of animation. It was the final big picture to do it in one certain aspect as well. But the storyline was so good. It's just so good, Garvin. What do you reckon? I know you have a daughter. You're probably used to watching animated movies that hit certain tropes. This was different, wasn't it? That's probably why your daughter enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, it was different. I like the fact that it had something for everyone, right? For kids you have that colorful kind of this thing. For adults you kind of have that message, and even a good story as well. And also for the teenagers you got the loose kimono women, which is nice.
Brothel.
But yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, no, I mean,
don't tarnish
when I
the
saw it,
good.
I'm like, is this a kids film? What the hell? Like,
Understood.
yeah, I'm like, whoa, hey. But no, I mean, I like that it had something for everybody, and also the fact that, yeah, you're right. It's not formulaic at all. Like for instance, when the boy tells the lady, I can't remember her name now, that her village is being destroyed by the samurais, and she everybody thought that she's gonna go like, oh, let's go save them, and she's like, yeah, they all die already, it's okay.
Yeah. The girls can take care of themselves. Let's get the head
Yeah, it's fine.
of the forest spirit.
Oh,
You know what,
see,
whatever.
this movie was even woke before the whole women equal pay stuff.
Mm.
Zach, what are you holding?
Yeah, what are you holding? Are you
Oh, this is the thing from I Care a Lot. Remember
Oh, okay. Now you're mixing up your movies. I initially
sorry.
thought it was a pacifier. I was like, we're going full on.
I'm a big
Public.
baby.
You are a big baby. You are an exceptionally big baby. Yeah, no, that's why I was really, really drawn to it. And you're correct. I thought that she would turn around and then let the forest spirit live and blah, 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 blah. But it wasn't the case. But it just got me thinking, Zach aside and Aaron, have any of the other guys watched a Studio Ghibli film apart from this one? Hadis?
I think if they Spirited Away is under them.
Yes.
Yes, correct.
So you've watched
yeah.
Spirited Away. Okay. Levy? None
you have to
whatsoever.
watch.
Not that I know of, at least.
Okay. And Chief Jantan?
Nope.
I strongly recommend that you do.
It's good.
Yeah, it really is good. Now, obviously, Zach and Aaron, I have no need to ask them, but it's just amazing because the originality in this film is apparent in all the Studio Ghibli films. The quality control is brilliant. Which other films would you recommend next? I know that they're all great, Zach, but for everybody else here.
I think if you want a feel good like ET vibe kind of movie, I think everybody should watch My Neighbor Totoro.
My Neighbor Totoro. I thought you were going to say like Howl's Moving Castle or something, but you didn't.
I liked it, but I think
the title again, Zach.
My Neighbor Totoro.
Otto.
Totoro. Hey, Aaron, would you, because I presume you would have watched most of Studio Ghibli's work
Yes,
as well.
The Grave of the Fireflies. Talking about
Ooh.
war. That was really emotional for me.
Carvin, would you be interested in watching some of the other Japanese films out there which aren't Studio Ghibli?
I would. I mean, I would definitely watch some of them. I know that I enjoyed watching them when I was a kid, so I'm very sure my daughter would as well. Like my daughter watches One Punch Man, and we're both waiting for season 2 now.
Season 3.
Season 3, sorry, which is it should come out soon. But yeah, we watching that, and even though we don't watch the dub, we watch the original, Japanese. And my daughter is like, she has a tough time reading as well.
Okay.
So I mean, she's a slow reader lah. What to do? She's Zach's goddaughter after all.
Woohoo!
He doesn't even know her age.
Hey, you
Hey.
shut up, you. Okay. Huh? 8 years old. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so but it's still a lot of fun to watch something with my kid, bond with something. So yeah, I would watch. Yes, definitely.
Levi, I want to ask this to you. If Studio Ghibli is not your thing, there's a lot of Japanese stuff which is darker. Like if you'll be willing to go into a TV show, an anime series, something like Death Note might be up your alley.
Ooh,
Not
yeah.
live action movie, but
Death
the
Note.
original anime. Would that be interesting for you?
Maybe.
Death Note is dark. It's dark
Yeah.
enough for her.
Yeah. it's
Like
dark.
me, Levi, like me,
She has the
please.
reputation. It's like it's
Yeah.
dark enough for her.
It's dark enough for her.
Thank you.
You are the Dark Knight, mentally speaking. That is in terms of what you like.
I did watch the recommendation you gave. What was it? Alice in the Borderland?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that.
Did you like
You
it?
like it?
And
Okay.
Ah.
You
All
guys
right.
have failed.
I'm gonna give you like 5 minutes or so to decide what we're watching next, Levi. It's gonna fall on you.
Yep.
Actually,
Oh,
I do
God,
have
do it.
I do have a
Yes,
suggestion.
do it.
Oh, well,
Okay.
I may.
you have one.
Yes.
Okay, all
It's
right.
dark enough. It's dark enough. Let's go.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Lord.
Levi, you get a reprieve for a week. We're gonna go to Carvin.
So it's a movie that I want to watch, but I haven't had the chance. So I'm using this as like a tool so that I do watch it and you guys watch it. We can rate it after that. It's called Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Taika.
Yeah, Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
And
It's,
look, he's one of my favorite movie makers at the moment. So yeah, and I always wanted to watch it. I always see it and I want to watch it, but I never had the time. So at least now I'm forcing myself to watch it because at least we can do this together.
Yeah, it's pretty recent, which is great. Yeah, I gather that it's become like for a lot of filmmakers one of their top films to analyze and look at in terms of the way it's filmed and storyline and everything. So definitely worth a shot. This will be interesting in particular for Chief Jantan, because he is a director. I have a few friends that are studying it right now,
Conti.
and it really is one of the things which they highlight as being great. Levi, you are on the spot next week, so you have a full week to think about what we should watch. Perfect. Thank you, Zach, for bringing to us an Asian film, a classic Asian film as well, I should add. Great selection. Carvin has thrown in the name for the next movie. So before we sign off, some quick ratings. Princess Mononoke, Zach.
Okay.
Princess Mononoke, Zach.
Oh yeah, it's got to be a 10, bro. I mean, come on.
10. 10 is a big shout. Aaron?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Carvin J.
I would give it a 7.5.
So your daughter would give it a what?
Whoa.
My daughter would give it a 3-minute watch and then take a break, and then 3-minute watch and take a break.
I wonder
So,
why it
yeah,
took two.
I think she would give it a 7.5 as well.
Okay. Hadis.
8,
8. Levi?
6.5.
I knew you were going to say 6.5. I just knew it. Chief Jantan,
I'll give you an 8.
an 8. I'm going to go with 8, but I will say that for me, even though we didn't talk about the movie today or review it or Spirited Away, would probably be a 9. That's...
Yeah, I think also My Neighbor Totoro for me will be 9.
Okay, thank you once again to everybody in the conversation. We want you involved as well. So leave a comment about what we should be watching next. And here's the thing, we don't want to just review it amongst ourselves. Whoever recommends it, we want you to be part of the review as well, along with any of your friends that you might think should have a good say about it as well. Thanks once again. My name is Adam Carruthers. Like, share, and subscribe to Geektopia. Till next time.